How are we doing today, guys? I'm currently listening right now. I'm recording this as President Biden was supposed to be speaking at 4 o'clock. He's running late as per usual. So I have my headphone in right now. I'm listening, waiting to see when he actually comes speaking to a live feed. So I'm just kind of waiting on that. But I wanted to, before we get into that, I'll probably add to this video later after his speech is done. But I wanted you guys to see this. This is breaking from Politico. U.S. officials provided Taliban with names of Americans and Afghan allies to evacuate. Basically, they just put all those Afghans on a kill list, said one defense official, which is absolutely true. These Taliban are looking to hunt down Christians and Americans and anyone else, and they will murder them. That's their goal. So whoever did this needs to be brought up on charges of treason. What kind of idiot thought this was a good idea? So let's read this while we're waiting for Biden to start speaking. U.S. officials in Kabul gave the Taliban a list of names of American citizens, green card holders, and Afghan allies to grant entry into the militant-controlled outer perimeter of the city's airport, a choice that's prompted outrage behind the scenes from lawmakers and military officials. Okay, so let's start off with dumbass decision number one, to put Taliban in charge of security of people getting into the airport to escape. Okay? That being aside, that being said already, let's put that aside for a second. What did you think was going to happen to any of these people you left behind whose names were on those lists? Or extended family members whose names might have been on that list? Or the extended family members of the people whose names are on that list? What did you think was going to happen to them when you left them behind? They're going to be murdered, crucified, tortured, and beat to death. All right. Yeah, of course it outraged people behind the scenes. The move, detailed to Politico by 3 U.S. and congressional officials, was designed to expedite the evacuation of tens of thousands of people from Afghanistan as chaos erupted in Afghanistan's capital city last week after the Taliban seized control of the country. Okay? You wouldn't have had to do this if you would have planned this properly and done it right from the beginning. But you didn't. You wanted to listen to these idiots. You wanted to just do whatever you wanted and not actually listen to the people and the advisors around you. You just wanted the political will to do this. This is Joe Biden's fault and no one else's. Since the fall of Kabul in mid-August, it also came as the Biden administration had been relying on the Taliban for security outside of the airport. What? Why? These are the people that used to kill and blow up our soldiers, our brothers and sisters in arms. And you trusted them with security? Since the fall of Kabul in mid-August, nearly 100,000 people have been evacuated, most of whom had to pass through the Taliban's many checkpoints. But the decision to provide specific names to the Taliban, which is a history of brutally murdering Afghans who collaborated with the U.S. and other coalition's forces during the conflict, has angered lawmakers and military officials. Basically, they just put all of those Afghans on a kill list, said one defense official, who, like others, spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss a sensitive topic. It's just appalling and shocking and makes you feel unclean. A spokesperson for U.S. Central Command declined to comment. Of course you did, coward. The issue came up during a classified briefing on Capitol Hill earlier this week, which turned contentious after top Biden administration officials defended their close coordination with the Taliban. Biden officials contended that it was the best way to keep Americans and Afghans safe and prevent a shooting war between Taliban fighters and the thousands of U.S. troops stationed at the airport. It wouldn't have been a shooting war if you went in there and just airstruck them, used airstrikes to just blast them into oblivion as soon as they started taking over towns. They would have went right back into the holes they crawled out of. After the fall of Kabul in the earliest days of the evacuation, the joint U.S. military and diplomatic coordination team at the airport provided the Taliban with a list of people the U.S. aimed to evacuate. Those names included Afghans who served alongside the U.S. during the 20-year war and sought special immigrant visas to America, U.S. citizens, dual nationals, and lawful permanent residents were also listed. They had U.S. citizens on this list. Dual nationals. They had to do that because of the security situation the White House created by allowing the Taliban to control everything outside the airport, one U.S. official said. Yeah, clearly. But after thousands of visa applicants arrived at the airport, overwhelming the capacity of the U.S. to process them, the State Department changed course, asking the applicants not to come to the airport, instead requesting they wait until they were cleared for entry. From then on, the list fed to Taliban did not include those Afghan names. Yeah, a little late for that. As of August 25th, only U.S. passport and green card holders were being accepted as eligible for evacuation, the defense official said, which means we're losing all of our interpreters, all of the people that have worked with us over the years that haven't fully got their paperwork finished by the State Department are going to be left there, and then they're going to be killed. That U.S. officials handed over a list of Afghan allies and American citizens and residents shows the extent to which they outsource security of the airports outside the perimeter to the Taliban. Oh, I'm gonna pause this. It sounds like the president's getting ready to start speaking, so we're gonna switch over. All right, guys, let's see if we can get back to this article now that Biden's done with his speech. I'm gonna chop up those videos and let you see all of them later. All right. Still, that the U.S. officials handed over a list of Afghan allies and American citizens and residents shows the extent to which they outsource the security of the airport's outer perimeter to the Taliban. The Taliban has gone door to door in search of Afghan interpreters and others who help the U.S. and Western forces. In written and verbal communications, General Frank McKenzie, commander of U.S. Central Command, and Rear Admiral Peter Vasily, head of the U.S. forces on the ground in Afghanistan, have referred to the Taliban as our Afghan partners. According to two defense officials, if you don't already have it, I recommend grabbing duct tape and wrapping it around your head, because I'm afraid this article might make all of our heads explode if we keep reading it. Duct tape warning. Too late? All right, we're going to go on. The Biden administration has been coordinating the evacuation effort and airport security with the Taliban, which is running the checkpoints outside the airport's outer perimeter. Officials have been in daily communication with the Taliban commanders about who to let in, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby told reporters this week. This news comes just hours after two Islamic State terrorist attacks rocked the area just outside the airport, killing at least 4 U.S. Marines and wounding dozens more. A number of Afghans were also killed in the bombing. As of what I heard last, maybe it was 12 Marines that were injured and 4 that were killed, but last I heard in Biden's speech, it sounded like he said that 12 were dead. So maybe this just hasn't been updated since. After the attack, Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chair Bob Menendez appeared to criticize the Biden administration's strategy of coordinating with the Taliban, writing in a statement, "As we wait for more details to come in, one thing is clear. We can't trust the Taliban with American security." Really? No shit! Who would have ever thought that to begin with? So, yeah. Whoever did this, whoever made this decision to pass this information out needs to be court-martialed or brought up on charges and treated as a traitor to the United States. This was probably one of the dumbest decisions I have ever heard. Because if there's a single person on any of these lists that do not make it out of Afghanistan safely, the Taliban will kill them. And if they're a Christian, especially one that converted from Islam to Christianity, they will crucify them. Literally. So, this is just something I wanted to cover to make sure you guys saw it. It's a mess over there right now. Yes, this is Joe Biden's fault. He has no one to blame but himself. I don't even know anymore. This is just an absolute mess, guys. People are dead. We are the United States' reputation as somebody that you can trust is ruined forever from this. There isn't a single person in that country who is ever going to trust us again after something like this. We will have no allies. We will have no friends. We're leaving these people behind. All the people that said they could trust us, or all the people that we told that they could trust us, all the people that did trust us, that we would be people of our word, that's what America does, because it's America. Nah, all that's gone. All that's been destroyed. And this list right here, the fact that they gave this out, should tell you right there that you can't trust your government either. The federal government is not your friend, and those in elected office, whether you voted for them or not, should be treated with nothing but suspicion at all times. I don't know what kind of corruption, what kind of evil the spirit of the age has brought upon us now and infected all of these people with. But I don't care if they're your local city council member, and especially all the way up to the President of the United States. Assume they're lying. Don't trust them. Question everything. As T. Thomas Jefferson once said, question with boldness even the very existence of God, for if there be a God, he would prefer honest questioning over blindfolded fear. Do not be afraid. Question everything. Don't trust me. Don't trust my sources. Go look at this stuff yourself. Talk to the people you know. Question with boldness. Everything. Trust no one. And God help us all. This is Jesse with the Common Man, Corpus Christi. This is Joe Biden's fault. Good night.